It's all covered in today's China Truths.
After the Shandong Hui Group collapsed, the mastermind fled. The police characterized the case as illegally absorbing public deposits, which was strongly questioned. 100,000 victims have no way to seek compensation and plan to launch a large-scale rally to recover the 28 billion yuan in defrauded funds. In early March, many victims knelt in front of the Zhaozhuang Public Security Bureau in Shandong for help. Radio Free Asia reported that Hui Group is a financial company supported by the Shandong provincial government with legal business qualifications and has been operating for 15 years with the support of the local government. According to many victims, the group established more than 130 branches in 15 prefecture-level cities in Shandong province and cooperated with local governments to establish financial service platforms, including Weifang Industrial and Financial Company, Dezhou Industrial and Financial Company, Jinan Industrial and Financial Company, and Qingdao Industrial and Financial Company. In August 2024, Hui Group, which had been in operation for 16 years, collapsed due to a broken capital chain. The victim, Ms. Zhang, said in an interview, Hui relied on the government's credibility to defraud hundreds of thousands of citizens in Shandong province of more than 20 billion yuan. Since the explosion last year, we have been speaking out for our rights, but the local police have been suppressing us severely. Ms. Zhang pointed out that the local government not only failed to actively solve the problem, but also suppressed the victims. She revealed that she had planned to organize a large-scale rights protection action, including a sit-in demonstration and a hunger strike in front of the Shandong Provincial Party Committee. Additionally, she revealed that the group's chairman and his wife had been arranged by the local government to flee to the United States. She said, "After the explosion, the group's leaders, An Jibin and Zhou Chunwei, were escorted to the United States by the government to hide. Now the people are asking the government for money, but they are being severely suppressed by the police using various means." One of the victims in Binzhou said that Hui Group has 6 major subsidiaries specializing in emergency loan transfer business and has signed a cooperation agreement with the local urban investment company. A large number of local salesmen were involved in promotion. The group also claimed to cooperate with the government in handling emergency loan transfer business at events held in various locations. However, after the group encountered trouble, many executives and salesmen were not held accountable, and the assets were transferred. She said, "There are more than 100 salesmen in our county, and nearly 800 families are involved in the investment. After the explosion, many executives and salesmen are at large, and the assets were transferred long ago. We are not even allowed to petition." She said she invested 5 million yuan, but eventually lost all her money, causing her to be in a state of collapse for a long time. Some local victims also chose to commit suicide because they could not bear the losses. She said, "Some people died from grief and depression. They were pushed into a corner. I talked to a woman in Liaocheng, and some people in their 60s have died in the past 2 or 3 months. Many people couldn't bear this blow. When I first encountered this incident, I cried every day for 3 months. My eyes were bloodshot, and I almost went blind. My children don't even have money to get married, and they can't afford to build a house. This is our retirement money. My wife and I worked hard to save it after we were laid off in the 1990s. It's all gone." According to Asset Management Blackboard, Hui Group and its affiliated companies number as many as 100 and have absorbed hundreds of billions of yuan in deposits from the public, employing thousands of financial advisors. The victims of this case are numerous, coming from many cities in Shandong, including Jinan, Zibo, Liaocheng, Dongying, Zhaozhuang, and Weifang. They said they will continue to hold An Jibin and his wife accountable and urge the relevant departments to thoroughly investigate the case. According to the report, on October 9, 2024, several captains of the Economic Investigation Brigade of the Dongying branch communicated with 40 Dongying victims of the Hui case in the reception room of the Economic Investigation Brigade. The authorities stated that most of the contracts in the victims' hands were fake and had no legal effect. The police characterized the case as illegally absorbing public deposits, but the victims said they did not accept or recognize this characterization. The Economic Investigation Brigade stated that the public security, procuratorate, and courts would determine the characterization and charges of the case based on the case details and evidence.
Chinese economist Fu Peng's speech on China's grim economic outlook goes viral. Amid China's ongoing economic downturn, Fu Peng, chief economist of Northeast Securities, recently delivered a speech at HSBC Private Wealth's Shanghai client sharing session that has gone viral overseas. He bluntly declared a pessimistic economic outlook for China, stating that if criticisms of the economy are silenced, even policymakers may end up making erroneous judgments. This, he warned, would be catastrophic, with history ultimately judging who misled the nation. There were rumors online that Fu had been summoned for questioning. According to media reports, the event was held on November 24 at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Pudong, Shanghai. Fu's talk, titled 2024 Year-End Review and 2025 Outlook, Hedging Risks versus Soft Landing, explored China's limited economic options amid challenges stemming from demographic shifts and the collapse of the middle class. Fu, a graduate of the University of Reading in the UK and former employee of Lehman Brothers and Salomon Investment Group, returned to China in 2008. After working at institutions such as China Futures and China Galaxy Securities, he became Northeast Securities chief economist in 2020. According to a transcript of Fu's speech circulating online, China's economic challenges predated the pandemic, with significant problems emerging as early as 2019. The situation has since worsened. He cited factors such as intensified trade wars under Trump's second term, declining birth rates, falling incomes, and downgraded consumption as exacerbating issues. Fu noted that the global trend toward right-wing politics is inseparably linked to economic challenges, with ideological conflicts at the core. He warned that a second Trump presidency, populated by pragmatists, would further solidify this rightward shift, leaving China facing a tougher fight than in 2016. He stated that China's economic problems are far more severe than they appear on the surface, with a lack of effective consumption being the core issue. This decline, he argued, is structural, not short-term, and requires a redistribution of wealth between the government and residents, the rich and the poor, and between debtors and creditors to boost domestic demand. He criticized the internal system, where proximity to power and resources determines wealth, leaving the laboring masses to bear the brunt during economic contractions. Fu identified the collapse of the middle class as China's most pressing challenge, noting its profound macroeconomic impact. Why has the economy been declining since March? The answer is simple: the collapse of the middle class. The lower classes have already adapted to discount platforms like Pinduoduo. Now, even the middle class is turning to them. Remember, the middle class shrinking has the greatest macroeconomic impact, he emphasized. He further criticized China's real estate-driven economic model, built on demographic dividends and leverage. With young people now lacking the capacity to take over the baton, the model is unsustainable. Looking ahead, Fu said 2025 does not offer optimism, with limited room for fiscal, interest rate, or currency policies. Interest rates can go slightly lower, perhaps below 2%, the exchange rate can be adjusted to 7.3 to 7.8, fiscal expansion is possible. But these are the last cards we have. How could we play them all at once? Fu also lambasted the current public discourse, stating, anyone who speaks out is labeled a traitor, unpatriotic, or gets attacked online. He warned that silencing dissent would lead to widespread misinformation, with policymakers ultimately making disastrous decisions. History will accurately judge who truly misled the people and the nation. It is noteworthy that since last year, top Chinese leaders, including Xi Jinping and Politburo Standing Committee member Kai Chi, have emphasized promoting economic optimism. In the past year, several Chinese economists have faced censorship for expressing views inconsistent with official narratives. This includes Liu Jipeng, former dean of the School of Business at China University of Political Science and Law, Dan Bin, chairman of Shenzhen Oriental Harbor Investment Management, financial blogger Hongrong, Chen Shouhong, founder of Glonghui, renowned commentator Shui Pai, economist Ma Guangyuan, financial writer Wu Xiaobo, and senior investment advisor Su Xiaoyu. HSBC abruptly announced on November 28 that FU's second scheduled session on November 30 had been cancelled due to force majeure. Rumors of FU being summoned for questioning followed but were promptly denied by both FU and Northeast Securities, who stated that he had not recently been questioned by regulators. While detailed records of FU's speech have been censored in China, an 84-minute recording is available on YouTube, with a 28,000-word transcript circulating on social media platform X. As of December 2, fragments of the speech remain on Weibo, and discussions have not been entirely suppressed. Weibo influencer Imega commented that much of FU's talk was reasonable. Another influencer, Piecemeal Fortune Master, remarked, "He's saying things I've known for a long time. Most of his views align with mine, so his videos feel like my internet mouthpiece." Some netizens expressed concern for FU's safety, speculating that he might soon face censorship. Independent commentator Kai Shinkoan wrote on December 1 that FU's speech to HSBC clients used relatively straightforward language, rather than economic jargon, to reveal some harsh truths, resonating widely. Kai also expressed surprise at the number of individuals still eager to profit within China's planned economy. "It's astonishing. If it's not nostalgia, then I hope these wealthy individuals quickly distance themselves from this market." Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.